1, 2, 1, 2. T.O.M. Teachers of Maat. Who am I today? The scribe, been forever, but the name changes with the times. I come from a place where space is home. I go into realms where your face is gone. A change gon' come. As a teen, hypnotized deep in a sleep, party and slumber. 11 life path number, a life of death that's rebirth. Recall realities to reemerge. Soul purge, I'll lend you frequency like loan words. Before I teach, I'll spit a poem first. Step on stage, set the stage, car walking, set ablaze, divine fire. The body is divine attire, song from words, sound frequency, awakening dreams. Don't pinch me every day I wake up, it's a home birth. Start from zero to become the heroes. Cycles of time causes expansion of mind. Potential is exponential. Gain XP, what your power made of. I've had to face self, face to fate, a double fate. What will I make of the present? I'm just trying to pet heaven. Twice great, 2 arms up is none to wave. It's nothing to wave. God separate the waters from the waters. Genesis 1 and 6. See, that source is thousands of years prior to a Bible even existing. It's called the pet word for heaven. Watchers of noon, primordial, pre-ordered, bringing order in order. Its laws the scales will represent. A double gift, re-present, Ray is present. Ra, amen to the God inside. The crown will glow as consciousness grows. So what assignment are you on? I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the TONEZ, corona shining. I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the TONEZ, corona shining. Serpent mind winding in alignment. Straight from Orion, the origins. Dig into the root, Kemp originals, the oracle speaking. Your aura is gleaming. The sons of God, Amen Ra. Who can't afford a reason to fall below your own means, meaning reaching beyond the firmament ceiling. I see linguistics tricking us deep into sleeping. The way we live inception, I must be dreaming. Doubles, double L, square root, mirrors, reverse the image. My grip was slipping. Almost forgot the point of the mission. Statements point out all the contradictions. Blatant truth lives where my eye is foundation. Yeah, co-founded a nation. Dictionary study spells can be scary. Etymology, this here is completion. Cycle circles, dualism, wisdom. I peddle flowers. 2 eyes are watching to see through the double realm I'm healing. Never out of what's within him. Infinite reasons, just like my brother Arcad. Always remain calm against demons. Death culture, to be alive here, it's a lie here. They crossed us into thinking that death isn't living. The lies are falling through my palms, arm wide, holes in my hand. The Pope's in command, I demand the throne back. Ancient teachings, I'm a throwback. Picture that, see this moment here is cold that. So black, I see through lies, why they hold that. Ocean motions, I'm flowing through noon in the boats of consciousness. My tongue is rolling, planting seeds, sowing, knee of speaking, untangled quantum DNA, spitting frequencies. I hear Christians scream hallelujah, and this ain't that the name of God is God. I must bring the order back, the scales are tipping. In the court of Allah, moonshine, Tehuti is Yah. This here is Ptah, bulldozing, the one chosen. Focus, when the light hits you, just open like lotus. Melt your mind when in mind time is frozen. Blow minds, my mind is golden. Coat me in gold, I've got a gold coat round me like I'm Tutankhamun. Like his, when you spell my name, put 3 lines in. Scribe, presenting the law's findings. Who's he? I me, an echo of Tehuti. Yes, I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the TONEZ, corona shining. We do our best to do our best. on moving. Keep. I had to relearn what a brother is. I had to relearn what a sister is. I had to relearn what a mother is. There is no other him. Watch your mouth, fix your lips. I am learning to compartmentalize what I find with my mentals. I could have been labeled mental voices in my head. If I speak to the wrong one, I'll be diagnosed schizophrenic. Creating pollution you can't escape from. We're Captain Planet. Where's Captain Planet? And it's exactly how they planned it. It's insanity, state in a state of sanity. But I'm the scribe, keep a record on the record. I break records. This, that, medu, nature, echo, living, lively, times 3, Trinity. We are not the same, not even similar. Plant the seed, a man receive excellence, adoration, testaments, evaluation, literally. The love is real, yet they be hating. Salutations, I wait to master patience. Acting lackadaisy on your facts, I'm back by conscious beings. I am free, can't lock the wings in. The diction is firm, call me men. A man 3 in 1, erection, protection, firm. Spitting life into who I speak to like sperm. Creation is a whom I earned. The right to fully see it through. The heart as I rise through. Manu, Akut, lost it when I had to find you. I'm through, times 2, dualism, we will align soon. As I meditate in my room, it becomes a space of pure truth aligned with my eyes. Verbiage is time for more than the 2 eyes. I can see the veil underneath that other veil. Focus when I am locked in. I don't need a cell. Tell me you don't see the traps. Tower power over enemies, frozen over hell, reversing spells. Fell from the skies, the body is disguised. If you needed a sign, well this is it. I hope you read between the lines, left, right. After the first step, I write what's left in me. This is destiny, keep on moving, especially if you find blockage. No amount of pushback will stop this. This will get capped in stone, they cannot top this. Pyro, fire, Ba is my attire. Inspire the ones chosen, the ones open, the ones spoken. From times when life was once spoken. Enchantments, Nesu, double tongue in motion. Give, receive, keep moving and move for keeps. Keep it real, keep the master key. I had to master me. Mirror glass shattered in my dreams. I didn't like the image till I realized I am the image of the image. I'm here for keeps, keep your distance. Social gimmicks, our stories told within the hieroglyphics. Mystics, just keep on living. We're gifted. Our stories told within the hieroglyphics. A language living, just keep on living. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep. I had to relearn what a brother is. I had to relearn what a sister is. I had to relearn what a mother is. There is no other him. Watch your mouth, fix your lips. Yeah, motivate a nation. Stepping out the spaceship, causing a spaceship. Faced with revealing the spells within this matrix from the Masons. But I'm the architect, best respect, I can architect. Rule your rulership, I hold the heck. Control my thoughts, still move when the game is paused. We speak heck up, this is the best of Medu Necha, bars like Wi-Fi, we're connected. Always on time, frequency and flow through frequency. I know the power I hold in my throat. Creation, destruction, with every single thing I spoke. Enter, netter, Kurt, show your worth. Heal from all the hurt, not a singer, best believe I hold a note. Read between the lines, you're not really lost in that. I hope you find exactly what you are looking for. This is more than words, taught myself to heal myself. I come from the dirt, no time for slacking or bad habits. Sad tactics of bringing mad tragic mental processes that lack passion. Spit fire, black dragon, school of hard knocks, send you backpacking. My eyes, when this appears, it's like magic. The fact is, when it's wartime, we go savage. Shield of armor 720, prevent backstabbing all the fiends of good-hearted beings. They don't suit the role, they lack the fashion. So just keep on moving. Keep on moving. Hotep, Maat, everyone, peace and love. Welcome once again to the teachings of Maat. YouTube study guide. All right, so before we get started, the great brother Arcad may be coming in. He is on vacation, so he may not have a good signal. So we will move forward with the affirmation. All right, on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Anki en Maat, un en es, Nintet aset en Maat, Min hapapet en Maat, per hinhu kiwi, per ikut. I live from Maat. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Maat. Every day I advance towards Maat. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. All right. Peace and love to you, good brothers.
Peace, peace. Hotep, brother.
Hotep.
All right. So if any of you good brothers would like to go ahead and say some words as I fully finish getting my preparation done.
Ahati,
Peace
you
and
want to
love.
start?
Yeah, go ahead, Menkhu.
Peace, everybody. Peace to the chat. It's wonderful to be here today. Had an opportunity to be out in nature today. I'm feeling very excited for Ani's presentation. And I'm feeling very excited for my presentation next week. I feel a wonderful energy shift happening in the universe. It's wonderful to have this session after another powerful, wonderful, magnificent pod class with our master teacher Saba Tehuti. And I'm really looking forward to today. I just want to send love and light to all the people in Canada dealing with the wildfires. I want to send love and light to Atef and his goddess as he travels. Get home safe, good brother. I just want to say Hotep to Ani and to Ahati, and looking forward to building this solar system with everyone in the chat. Peace and love to the chat. And I'll pass it to you, Ahati.
Okay. Is today the talent show?
We are not doing the talent show. The only person who was interested is Sharika, and Sharika's this is the day that her father transitioned. So she shared in the Discord that she wouldn't be able to participate today. So we're going to reschedule that. We're rescheduling the talent show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's sad to hear. That's sad to hear. Hopefully he led a great life and he enjoyed himself while he was here. And peace and love to Sharika. Hope you're doing well. Everybody in the chat, who is in the chat here, we have Angela Gates. Peace, sister. We have the consistent, loyal Stephen E., who says, Hotep Maat, peace and love, everyone. Matter of fact, you know what I'm thinking, Menkhu? I'm going to do Arcad's, Atef's part, and I'm going to read our introduction so people know who we are at the teachings of Maat.
Beautiful.
And let me pull that up. Just waiting for... If you go to our website, everyone, if you go to our website and at the top of the website, there's a person tab next to the More button. And it should show you, if you hit the More button, and you go down to Meet the Movement, and you go to Leadership Members. You click on Leadership Members. You'll actually find what I'm about to read to everybody. You scroll down, and you'll find all of our bios there. And if you feel like supporting us, all you have to do is click on the picture here, or click on the picture when you get to the website, and you click on the Leadership tab. You'll be able to support which member you want to support. So we have the speaker for tonight, who is Ptah Aten Tehuti. Ptah is a writer, a poet, a spoken word artist, audio producer, an engineer, a healer, a spiritual advisor, consultant, and business creator. He is a master student of the Natiru, a true follower and protector of Maat, a SCRIIBE Tehuti in Maat. He studies under the master teacher Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. For Ptah, quality outweighs quantity. He enjoys observing realities and incorporating these observations into his writings and creations to assist in awakening dormant DNA and reversing negative hypnosis. He is a moderator of the Tehuti podcast and hosts a weekly study guide group for the teachings of Ma'at, which you're presently watching. Then we have the next brother on the panel, which is Menkhu Ara Meri Ma'at. Menkhu specializes in training and educating youth workers, counselors, educators about arts, culture, and history. He travels the world to experience how people live and share it with everyone who is interested in learning from the research that he has witnessed. Then we have the brother that's on vacation right now, Etephrem Kem Maat. Eteph is a New York native, currently residing in South Florida. He works in the medical field and is extremely dedicated to his craft. This does not stop him from focusing on the lessons and attending every class front and center. His interests are swimming, riding motorcycles, and reading, as well as learning the Medu Netter. He is the chairman of the organization, Teachings of Maat. He is also a student of the master teacher, the great Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. He is a host of the weekly book study group for the Teachings of Maat. He's a true-hearted follower of truth based on ancestral artifacts, and he loves his people unconditionally. He's dedicated to Kemet and loyal to Ma'at at all times. And then you have me. I am Ahati Ma'at. I was taught under the great Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. I have been a serious student and teacher of Kemet culture and history for several years. I've written multiple books, including the textbooks called Journey of Your Soul series, essays, and articles. Furthermore, I host in-person and online classes, weekly podcasts, and periodically create documentaries. I also have experience in public speaking and academic debating. I am also responsible for the creation of the weekly study guide Sundays class for the Teachings of Ma'at. And that is your leadership for the Teachings of Ma'at. And we welcome everybody that has come out to join us. I see 11 people have joined since I started. So we'll continue down the list here. We have Primordial Thought. The brother Primordial Thought, he is actually a moderator, a term coined by a stranger from Saba Tehuti's podcast on Fridays at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Next we have Carolina, the Netterette of the speaker Ani, who's going to be speaking tonight. Peace to you, sister. Then we have Eric G. Eric G says, peace, y'all. Then we have Jameo X. Then we have Dominic Moreno says, salutations. Yes, Eric Jesus. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Angela says she's sending love to Sharika. Okay, that's great. Yes. Sharika is a strong sister, and she's dedicated to Maat, so she needs all of our love, our energy, and support as much as she can get. So if you're brand new to teachings of Maat, what we are is we're an organization based off the teachings of Maat and the inspiration and the knowledge that was presented to us through an actual living being, physical netter, which is Saba Tehuti, Amenhotep Ra. If you do not know who he is, I suggest that you check him out. You can go over to his channel, Tehuti, on YouTube, and you can go to Tehuti Brown on Facebook. And if you like his content, you can subscribe so you don't miss any of his new information that he brings forth every week. Why do I say that? Because every week he presents a weekly pod class. It's the first title for a podcast on YouTube. He came up with the pod class because that's what he is. He is a teacher of class, a teacher of knowledge. And his classes are every Friday from 6 p.m. Pacific time. It starts between 6 p.m. Pacific time and 6:30 Pacific time. If you get there by at least 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, you will not miss a class. I guarantee it. And again, I suggest you go over there because he teaches for hours and hours and hours. He teaches very entertaining way. It is not boring, dry, monotonous, textbook type of teaching. It is one that gets all of us engaged, and it gets us thinking more about how we can live and experience this reality we call life. And it's also life-changing information. So he is the inspiration of the teachings of Maat, and what these brothers here with me on the panel did and put together was we create an organization for you and for us, of course, that can bring our experience and our knowledge from learning under the great Saba Tehuti. And that's what these study book guide Sundays, I almost forgot, shows are about. It's about taking his knowledge and taking the knowledge of our ancestors in Ma'at and only giving you factual information, not religious opinions, not our opinions, but you'll get truly factual information from our ancestors that you can choose to do whatever you want with it. It's free to you. So if you like what the brother has to share to you tonight, what he presents to you tonight, please go out and support him. Like I said, go to our website, go to the More tab, click on the More tab. It'll show a leadership tab. Click on that. You'll find Ptah Aten Tehuti there and the rest of the brothers here that are on the panel. Click on that picture and it will reveal a Cash App. So make sure to send your support.
All right, peace and love to everyone. All right, so before we get started, I'll show the support that we receive throughout the week, because of course we love and appreciate our supporters. All right, so let me see. First, I'll show the good brother Sincere Austin, known as Bijan Pharaoh. He sends $10. He says, "Great breakdown, Atef Henu to you brothers." So he's sending in from when he watched Atef's show last week. So shout out to you, great brother. Let me see if I can give you some noise.
But I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.
Shout out to you, good brother. All right, next we have E-Man Rodriguez, Nook Poo. He sends 333. Brick by brick, we is getting there. Henu Ma'at. Shout out to you, good brother. Peace and love for the support that you send in to the T.O.M. and to Saba Tehuti. So peace and love, great brother. All right. And lastly, we have the great brother Stephen E. who sends 2172. He says, Hinu Nefer Sinu Tua for your coup. Peace and love. Peace and love to you, good brother. I see the good brother is watching the stream over on Rumble. So we are streaming live on Rumble as well. If you all are not familiar, it's a great platform. It's a place that is just like YouTube. It's just a lot less restrictive. So you can also follow us on Rumble. The link is in the bio right here below us. So we stream live there as well. So you can also go there to watch and support our Discord community. Be sure you're joined in on our Discord community. It's excellent. We have monthly meetings there, community meetings, public, where everyone comes in and gives their ideas and gives their thoughts and how they feel, and they present ideas to help us grow here at TOM. So make sure you're there. All information that we need to send out quickly, this is how we do it, because everyone's right there, and I can at everyone so everyone can get a notification. So be sure you are there. All of our links that you need is also in the bio, or you can type in teachingsofmaat.com and it'll bring up all of our links, our emails, the Rumble, our PayPal and Cash App, our Spotify. We have a Spotify playlist going, our Discord, TikTok, Twitter, SoundCloud. Everything is there. So be sure to have this link in your bookmarks as well. All right. So you can also support with merch. TOM has beautiful merch, teachingsofmaat.org. When you sign up for the newsletter, you get 10% off. All members get 10% off for as long as you're a member. We'll be adding new merch as time moves forward and as people show that they even want it. So definitely support. You can get it customized with your own personal name or tone or whatever you'd like on the back. All right. And yes, I heard the great brother Menkhu speak about the talent show. The good brother Maharu reached out as well. So he will be joining in on that as well. So she has some competition. Sister Sherry Kai has some competition now. So shout out to the good brother Maharu, and peace and love to you, Sharika. I hope you are doing well and in high spirits. All right. So, of course, as I do, I'm going to bring some tones to you all. And bring some new tones and give you guys some fresh new music. And I also want to say that the presentation that I'll be giving will also be available on the website after the show is over. So if you like and you appreciate and you want to have all my sources that I use and quick links to go to every single thing that I show, I provide that for you all, so you can go in and extend your studies for your own personal use. So I do provide that at the end of the shows on the website under teachingsofmaat.org/scribe. All right. Let me turn this music down. Shout out Primordial Thought. Peace and love to you, good brother. Yes, support with the Cash App if you appreciate any of this information that you're going to be receiving. Cash App, Teachings of Maat, PayPal, Teachings of Maat. And we also have Ethereum if you do cryptocurrency. And for all the people who are watching after, here's the code links. If you're watching on your screen, you can just scan this code. It'll take you directly to it. All right. So peace and love in advance to everyone who shows their love and support. All right. Okay. Let's get some tones flowing. All right.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
in all I see are people double-minded. People meaning creatures, don't ignore the signage. Voices lethal, flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelid. Look outside in all I see are people double-minded. People meaning creatures, don't ignore the signage. Voices lethal, flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelid. I am him. King, crown, rings, that's who I am in. Mindset of when fighting gents. Sword, swing, samurai, I am Shem. Su, Hor, son of Heheru, I am him. King, crown, rings, that's who I am in. Mindset of when fighting gents. Sword, swing, samurai, I am Shem. Su, Hor, son of Heheru. Words powerful, heck I ooh. See, prove you can feel the roots. Gone, just look up, I am truth. Breaking doors down, make some room. Maat is now speaking through me, and trust me, this is who you will respect if you choose or not. It is now, not soon. You are not the same as I. We do not have the same sight. We do not have the same eyes. We don't just talk, we apply from the waters in the sky. I spoke my name into life. I spoke my name to bring life, to bring life. Look outside in all I see are people double-minded. People meaning creatures, don't ignore the signage. Voices lethal, flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelids. Look outside in all I see are people double-minded. People meaning creatures, don't ignore the signage. Voices lethal, flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelid. I am him. Natter Tehuti's at 10. God is inside a black man. Light skin, yeah, I'm dark as him. Dig to do truth, I am Kim. E.T. I'm not from this land. Originate from heavens. Choose to stand here once again with the truth of foundation. I'm here to raise consciousness. New dimensions, feel the shift. Prove ascensions in my midst. Arms up, Kaaba, Hindu fist. I'm over the lies. Get me up out of this matrix. Thinking over, overthinking, looking over, sinking, blinking like my eyelid is broken. Focus on what the mission is. Soaking in wisdom, floating, showing I'm a light body, no flesh. I body this, soul flex. I torso many dark habits, now my solar plex. I'm here to break the spells. Everything is in reverse, so I break down the spellings. The revolution will be internalized. In turn, all eyes inside, looking at I, yet I'm in the side of self, watching eyes like an Alex Gray mural. The third eye is really the first and the one that removes the veil, whose Meri and growth, prosperity, hope, solidarity shows I'm carrying loads on shoulders after burying broke mindsets. Escape the trap to find out the trap never even really existed.
Fire, fire. Hotel. Peace for that. 2 up for that. Let's go. Yo, let's go.
Yes, sir.
Come join us. teachingsofmaat.org.
All right. That always gets the blood pumping. Let me know what you think in the chat of that. Fresh new tones for everyone.
Pure fire.
Thank you.
Yes. Sankofa 180 says, peace to the panel. Who thinks the track was fire? Let's get some flames.
All right, good brothers. Give me just about 30 seconds because that always gets me sweating. So putting in this work for y'all. So I'll be right back in about 30 seconds, good brothers.
I think I have a delay on my side because I don't know, Menkhu, do you see the comments? I don't know what's going on. StreamYard drains my CPU, so it's a delay. Oh, I can't hear you, Menkhu. You're muted. Oh, I see you now.
Okay. Me too.
Big Vapes. Oh, is it showing it? Hold on. Oh, there we go. Angela Gates. Fire. Big Vapes. Fire. Carolina. Fire.
All right.
Eric G says that was great lyrics. Shannon says great vibes. Yeah, man. This is reality music. This is real hip hop.
I love the line when Ani said the third eye is the first. That's the kind of rhyme. That's the kind of rhymes we need. We need to shift the culture, Ani. Let's take it back. Let's return to who we are in this cultural war. We gotta let them know. We gotta let them know what's really going on. It's a lot of nonsense out here, and we need some real positive, powerful vibrations. We need that light. So Tua for your words.
I want to shout out to Tef. Be safe out there, brother. Hope you're okay. And we look forward to your return soon. Yeah, the first eye is the third eye. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right, Mike.
Yeah, you sound a little low, brother. Yeah, I just want to say one thing, stranger. If you're into him, there's a producer called Stu Bangers. He's on YouTube, and he just produced an album with Chino XL, and I've heard some of it, and it's fire. I don't know if you remember Chino XL, but yeah, it's fire. It's fire.
All right. Am I still low?
No, you're good now.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Excellent. All right. So let's get started. Peace and love, everyone. Thank you for all the love in the chat. I'm sure I'll be putting that up on SoundCloud here soon. Because as I present these to y'all, I'm always mixing and putting things together. So yeah, peace and love to everyone.
Ani, I really love and appreciate the God body, the images, and the title for your teaching tonight. That's fire.
Oh, Tua, God body becoming a netzer.
Woo.
Brought into existence by Ani Ptah Aten Tehuti. And I done learned how to make some shins. I done learned how to work with some things now. So yes, that says scribe. Nesu Ani Ptah Aten Tehuti in that shin. And yes, I'm going to be showing the original teaching of what it means to be a God body. All right. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. Let me do entire screen. Okay. All right. Can you guys see this?
Yes, yes.
All right. God body becoming a netter, brought into existence by SCRIIIBE, Ptah Aten Tehuti with the Kepara beetle. If you want to email me, you can email me at anipatah@teachingsofmaat.com. Do not get the two confused. We do have .org and .com. So make sure you do anipatah@teachingsofmaat.com, and also go to the website teachingsofmaat.org/scribe, and you click this here and it'll take you to my personal everything that I have, my all one links, everything is here. My Instagram, which I do want people to follow me on Instagram. I will be going live next this Friday or next Friday coming up, the 7th. So I'll be doing a live show. I'll be performing in physical, but I'll be streaming it live on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram. It's at the scribe with 3 eyes. Don't forget the 3 eyes, the 3 lines. All right. So let's move. All right. So first, I always love to start with etymology. So we're going to look at human, right? Because we're talking about having a God body, right? So human, from humane, old French humane, or belonging to man, humanus, philanthropic, kind, gentle, polite. This is in part of pi den gomam, which means literally earthling, earthly being, as opposed to the gods, from root then gem earth. So to call yourself a human means that you are opposed to the gods. I am not a human, part 2. But there is no settled explanation of the sound changes involved. All right, compare Hebrew Adam, Adamah, from ground. All right, and then we have God, an image of God, God-like person. Right, so God is also the image of a God. Right, which is also can be the meta word tut or tet, which means the image or the echo, something, a God-like person. From gut, that which is invoked, to call, that which is invoked. So of course, sound vibration, the invocation of sound frequency, is what creates the word God. Gut or gu, to call, to invoke. The notion could be divine entity summoned to a sacrifice. And also it traced back to gu, which means poured. Gu, to pour libation. Also in the phrase Kut, Gaia poured earth, referring to a burial mound, see found, and see also Zeus. In either case, not relating to good. So we have God, which means sound vibration, something that's invoked, and to pour libation. So when we look at, right, Ku, which is the meta word for a glorious being or the shining ones, the glorious God or shining rays, you're dealing with light, right? The Ku, like Gu, Ku, light, or Kut, glorious. All right, you're dealing with light. So we have Zeus here, supreme god of the ancient Greeks and master of the others, 1706, from Greek pi, dios, God, from root diu, to shine, and derivatives, sky, God, and heaven. And this word diu comes from tua, to praise, to adore, and tai right here. You see the little fire flame right here, which creates the name, as you all know, Queen Tai, the beautiful mate to Amenhotep III. So this word right here, ta or diu or da, means to shine, derivatives, sky, God, or heaven. Right, so tua also means to bear, to support, to lift oneself. Right, dealing with the sky, as you see this this drawing here of this man holding his arms up, holding the sky, supporting, which is tua, those who are lifted up. Right, and aku, shine, the Khu, the Ak. Here's the Ak bird, the Tehuti bird, the reed leaf, and the placenta or the scythe to siphon out what's not necessary, what's not good. And the Aten sun, right? The Ak, the Aku, splendor, light, brightness, light beings, divine beings, right? So this is the oldest word for light, right? The oldest word for spirits is Khu or Ak. Right? The great light, the sun, Aku, the sun, right? The light god. Aku, which is also a name of the Uraeus on the Pharaoh's, the Par E's crown. So that Uraeus, that serpent that you see on the crown, is called the Akut. Right? So that's excellent to know. All right. So this is in the Minneapolis Institute of Art. Tehuti, the digger, the ibis bird, dated to 644 BCE to 30 CE. All right, so let's dig into some information. All right, so today, the Natiru are widely known as divine principles or forces of nature. They cannot be physical beings according to the conscious community, in which I have termed the unconscious community. Un meaning not. Right? So we look at un right here. Un from pi in, or a or an means not. Combining form of pi root ni. Not, right? Ni, right here, which means a particle of negation, which not. So, of course, also, which means to not do something in the English, comes from ni, right? From the metanetter, which this glyph right here, I love this glyph because it's it's something like we use today. It's like strike, no, we're not doing that. Right. So this is the metanetter glyph for no or ni. We are going to reverse the English meaning of un back to its original definition. Un meaning to open or to rise up. This is what I do for the unconscious as Ptah, the opener. Unconsciousness, to be conscious again. To be. All right, so we're going to be dealing with this word here, to be, and nahast, which means a waking up, a resurrection. So let's wake them up. All right, so principle. Here's the etymology for principle, because the netters are just principles, right? Well, late 14th century, origin, source, or beginning of something. Rule of conduct, axiom. So this is what it's always talked about when it comes to the Natiru or the Netter today. We're talking about principles, right? Rule of conduct or axioms, elemental aspect, a foundation, the elements, like Ra is the sun, Shu is the wind, Tefnut is moisture. So here are the principles from primus, first, prime, which comes from pa, which means the origin of something, which creates the word pa'ut, which is which is the word for ancestors, the pa'ut, which is also one of the names for the first 9 Natiru, known as the Ennead, the pa'ut or the pest. If I am going to teach about principles, then I must give the origin of what it means to be a netter. Yes, a netter in the physical, not this new age atheism rendition of what the Kemetu taught. Yet today, Jesus is worshipped as God, Son of God, and this is a stolen concept of our ancient way of life. So here in John chapter 10, verse 30, it says, I and my Father are one. Then the Jews took up the stones again to stone him. Jesus answered them, many good works have I showed you from my Father. For which of those works do ye stone me? The Jews answered him, saying, for a good work we stone thee not, but for blasphemy, and because that thou, being a man, makest thyself God. Jesus answered them, is it not written in your law, I said that ye are gods? If he called them gods, unto whom the word of God came, and the scripture cannot be broken. And that word God right there is theos, which is where we get the word theology. It's from theos, which means God in the Greek, a divine power. So here we have netri. Can we be netters? Are netters just principles? Well, here's netter right here, netter e, which means to be or to become divine, to deify. So here we already have the word netter, which means to deify, a divine God, a divine youth. All right. Did the ancient Kemetiu acknowledge themselves as a netter? Well, let me take you to the Keres, which is the real word for coffin, of Nehesi Nesubiti Asperta, which when you look it up, it'll be Aspel, because they changed the lion to the letter L. But we know that that was not what the ancient Kemetiu did. That's what the Ptolemies did when they came in. So when you look this name up, it'll be Aspelta, E-S-P-L-Ta, with the land and the three seeds underneath. But it's really Asperta. This is always an R. Throne name, Meri Ka-Ra. Right? Nesubiti, Ra Meri Ka. So it's Meri Ka-Ra. Museum of Fine Arts. So this is the what they call the sarcophagus of King Aspelta, the Keras, what they call Nubian, which is really Nehesi, Napatin period, 593 to 568 BC, in Nubia, Sudan, Nuri, Pyramid 8. So here is his Keras here, and a recreation of one of his beautiful statues. This is in the Louvre Museum. So we're gonna go here on this part of the Keras, and we're gonna see if the ancient Kemetiu acknowledged and called themselves netter, or are these just principles? All right, and here's the link to the museum as well, so you can get more images and all the information you want from there. All right, so here we are. And so right here on this side, here's the drawing of it. And we're gonna go right here to this area right here. All right, so I zoomed it in for you all. Right here. Here is the here I recreated to make it more clear. And as we see right here, it's circled or squared off in the gold box right here. We see the words netter and nefer. And then we see his shin with his name, Asperta. So we have living and content for eternity, Techeta, Ankh Uas Techeta, Netter Nefer, Asperta. So here we see Asperta being acknowledged as the Nefer Netter, which would be beautiful, or the good, or the perfect Netter, the perfect God, Asperta. So he was a Netter, and this was a physical king that existed. So he did and imbued himself into actually becoming a netter, and became a netter as the Nefer Netter. Right? So literally being a God body. He's the Nefer Netter, the perfect one. Here we can clearly see the king being titled as a netter. This attestation is from being in the Duat, right? Because he's in his transitional state. He's in his Karas here. So he became the Neferneter through his transition as traveling through the Dua. So what about in the physical life as well? Now, let us go to the oldest spiritual writings on papyrus, the Per-Imheru of Ani, chapter 42, also known as the Book of the Dead. All right, so here's the link to the PDF and, of course, a link to the papyrus. So we're going to go to this papyrus here, EA 10470, plate 32. Right here. All right, so we're going to be looking at chapter 42. But first, we must read from the Papyrus of Nu. The Papyrus of Nu is British Museum number EA 10477. And this is plate 9 right here, which we see the Ba of Nu, 18th dynasty. Being that the Papyrus of Ani does not have chapter 42 in full, this chapter is titled the chapter of driving back slaughter in the Sutin Henen, the Kesef Sha'at M Sutin Henen. So the Per-Imherus, there are many Per-Imherus, and some have chapters. The Per-Imheru of Ani has a lot of chapters that may not be in other ones. It's really one of the most complete ones. And but even with that, there are still papyruses or other Per-Imherus that have more of a specific chapter in their Per-Imheru. So in the Per-Imheru of Nu, this chapter here, the chapter of driving back slaughter and the Sutin Henen, is more complete than what was in the Per-Imheru of Ani, which being right here is this section here. So here we see the Sutin Henen being a name of the afterlife. What is the significance of this? Does this have a physical location? So we're driving back slaughter in the Sutin Henen. So here on page 1235 of the Vigus Dictionary, we have right here what's called Sutin Henen, which is Nini Nesu. Because Sutin and Nesu are the same. Just in more older times, it was Nesu. And they actually started to flip that into Su-Tin, but it's really Nesu, which we know is the Nesu BT, creates the Nesu BT. And some still say Su-Tin, but then we have Ni with this glyph here. Heracleopolis, what is called Heracleopolis. The Sutin Henen, or Henen and Su, Heracleopolis. Vocabulary to the Theban Recitation, page 336 of Isaiah 30. All right, so here we also have a physical location of the Sutin Henen, or the Nini Nesu. Okay, so here we have a map of Lower Kemet, Ta Mehu. So Lower Kemet, Ta Mehu, with the Ta symbol, with the land and the 3 dots. And you know the symbol has to be the land. X marks the spot. And here we have Heracleopolis right here, and what's called Nome 20. Right here. Nesu Nini. Hinsu, page 1022 in the Hieroglyphic Dictionary. We have Hinsu, which is the capital of the nome Kent of Heracleopolis. So the name of this nome is the Kent, which is what we know, what the Greeks titled Heracleopolis. So this is a physical location. So we also driving back slaughter in the Nini Nesu in the afterlife, in the Dua. which of course everything here in the physical is just a reflection of that which exists there. And so we have it here physically, Heracleopolis, Nini Nesu of Lower Kemet, Gnome 20. So here we have two words. Let's start with the first word, Sutin. So here is Sutin, right, which means king. The equation provided by pyramid text, Nesu. Here's Nesu right here with the glyph for another glyph for Neter, one of the older ones. Shows that in the early empire, the reading of Sutin was Nesu. Compare also the equation Nesu, the N, the S, which was the door bolt of rope, and the quail chick, the U sound or the W. You also see transliterations of this being a W, a W, or a U, with the Neter symbol here. So this is Nesu or Sutin. Nesu being the Su plant of the south from Res, which also means to wake up, and to watch, which is also a name of Ra. So the watcher, Ra is the watcher, a name of Ra, Rezu, with the eye glyph, watching you, that we all see and know on the back of your dollar bill. The eye, the all-seeing eye, the watcher. Okay, so the Rezu of the south, Rezu, which means south, and creates the Su plant. So I must be dreaming, right? Because Rezi also means dream. So to watch and to dream. So there's to be able to see consists of many different frequencies and vibrations. So as you dream, you're able to see, right? And that's not with your physical sight. Rezi, to rise. Of course, we must not leave out the sound vibration. So of course, Rez also means tongue. Because the ancient Kemetu were so advanced and so in tune with reality and what makes up this existence that we live here. We know it deals with sound and light vibration. That's what all this is about, sound and light vibration. So the tones of the meta netter reflect that, right? The Rezu, the watcher of Ra, Rezi to dream, and Rez, which also means tongue, RS, which you see the line here. So this is Rez with the tongue glyph. And this is the determinative to let you know that you're talking about flesh, a physical body part. And so Nesu, right here, Nesu means king, page 1235 in the Vigus dictionary, with the Gardner codes here. And here, when you put this in J-Shesh, you see right here, A40. So this is with Nesu, which means king, A40, and the value is Neter. So this right here has a value and has a sound tone of Neter. And some will say, well, the determinants don't have sounds, but that's not always true. They do have sounds in other instances. So this right here is Neter, which is the determinative that goes with the word king. So from already right here, we have the Neter, or the king being a Neter. Glyph A40. Now, let us examine the second word of Nini, or Hinin. Right, so we have this right here, the Nini, the two wave glyphs. And you see here, with carrying the waves in the hands. And this is also the letter N, or the sound Nu or N. Means to greet, to welcome somebody, to do homage, and to greet, with the woman here bent over in the position of Nut, of heaven, Pet, which also creates the word Kes, which means to pay homage, to do homage. Here we see the determinative or child, right? So here in the word nini or henen, we have child, infancy, with the hand to the mouth. All right, so which then creates the word for youth, which is henu, boy, youth, or young man, right? With the determinative here with the hen or the henu. All right, so this is where the word henen comes from, the boy, the youth, the youthful, right? So we got king, Nesu, and we have nini or henu or henen, which means youth. Traveling through the afterlife is a journey to become young again, to become eternal, right? To reverse age. So we're driving back slaughter in the Suten Henen. So in page 487, we see Henti, which means a journey and advance, and Hen, which means to be or become or made young, to be made young. So the Henen in Nesu Henen is a journey to become young. And we see the glyph right here with the child, which means youth. So within the Suten Henen is a journey to become young. Very beautiful. This is so we can exist, be made firm, which is what existence means. It means to be made firm in a realm of light, to plant more seeds of life. So Henen or Henu also creates the word phallus, page 2300 of the Vigus dictionary. So this is very beautiful how the language is just continuously tells a story. It tells a story with the tones that it produces, that creates this reality, and that we can utilize to take with us as we traverse, and as is our time to go through the Suten Henen, the Nesu Nini ourselves, to once again be made young, to stay eternal. Right? So very beautiful. This journey is not one without challenge, though. We must command and destroy the evil beings that exist there, because we're driving back slaughter in the Nesu Nini. So it's there are challenges, just as there are here in the physical realm, because this is just a reflection. The Ka realm, or the double realm, the real time zone, where you can see things happen before they happen here on the physical. So as we see and we know this reality to be what it is in the physical here, there is also that in the Neterkert, the Duat, or the Nesu Nini. So we must command and destroy the evil beings that exist there. We do this with the power of sound vibration, which we're still on the sound vibration of Hen, from Henen, to command, to direct, to admonish, to rule, to administer, to arrange, and to keep in order. What? The Hen, which also means to be evil, to do evil, to behave in a beast-like manner, to harm or to injure. So we have to know and understand, when driving back slaughter in the Nesu Nini, to command that, because Hen also means tongue, right? To behave in a beast-like manner, to harm, to do justice. So the evil there, we have to command with the tongue, with the sound vibration, right? And the Su, or the Nesu, from the Su plant, which also means sight, to see, to watch, and tongue, to direct and to command. So there's a time to ask and there's a time to command, right? And we're driving back the slaughter. But you see the knives here to the gator. Therefore, we arrive back at the chapter title, Ren Kasef Sha'at Arit Im Nesu Nini. chapter of driving back slaughter in the Nesunini. So why is slaughter associated with the Nesunini? For this, I will take you to the Tahe, which is the Meta word for tomb, the land of eternity, which translates to tomb in the English, of Seti the First, to the book of the heavenly cow. All right, so we're going to go to the tomb of Seti the First, to the book of the heavenly cow. So we are here at KV 17, and we're going to travel down Seti's Tahe, and we're going to end up here. So now we see the book of the heavenly cow right here with the 13 stars across her belly with Shu supporting. Right, so this is where the book of the heavenly cow comes from. Right here in the tomb or the Tahe of Seti the First. It is beautiful with the heavens and the Sabah right above our heads. Okay. Cool. All right. Here's a beautiful image of it. Legends of the Egyptian Gods, page 24. E.A. Wallace Budge. So the legend takes us back to the time when the gods of Egypt went about in the country. So we have to slow down now. I don't want to read too fast. So this legend takes us back to the time when the Neter of Kemet went about in the country. So they're there in the country and mingled with men. So now the Neter are mingling with men and were thoroughly acquainted with their desires and needs. The king who reigned over Kemet was Ra, the sun god, who was not, however, the first of the dynasty of the Neter who ruled the land. So Ra wasn't the first to rule the land. His predecessor on the throne was Hephaestos, who, according to Manetho, reigned 9,000 years, whilst Ra reigned only 992 years. So Hephaestos is Greek, is what we know as Ptah. So here we have Manetho saying that Ptah reigned for 9,000 years prior to Ra becoming Nesubiti. So in this story, the Neteru are being depicted as physical beings, not principles. I guess the ancestors were either wrong or they were just making things up. With all this profound information, all the mathematics, the science, the language, the medicine, the healing, the architecture, the building, with all the seriousness that went into creating the greatest nation, the longest lasting nation that gave birth for everyone else to be able to take from and create whatever it is that they created from it. They were just making things up. Yep. So in the destruction of mankind, page 19. So then the God spake in the presence of his majesty, saying, let thine eye go forth, and let it destroy for thee those who revile thee with words of evil. For there is no eye whatsoever that can go before it and resist thee, and when it journeyeth in the form of Het-Heru, or Hathor, which is really Het-Heru. So the goddess went forth and slew the men and the women who were on the mountain. And the majesty of this God said, come in peace, O Het-Heru, for the work is accomplished. Then this goddess said, so the Nitiru are talking to each other, thou hast made me to live, for when I gained the mastery over men and women, it was sweet to my Ebe, to my heart. And the majesty of Ra said, I myself will be master over them as their king, and I will destroy them. And it came to pass, Seket of the offerings. So now Heru in the form of Seket or Sekhmet of the offerings waited about in the night season in their blood, beginning where? At Nesu Nini or Sutin Henin. So the slaughtering of the men, of the ones who were plotting and speaking evil against the Nesu Biti Ra, the king Ra, Heru went out and slaughtered them. And at night, in the form of Seket, she waded in their blood. And that all began in what were known as the Sutin Henin, driving back slaughter and the Sutin Henin. And here's the meta netter, the Sekim Pu, and the night. And right here I have it highlighted, the Nesu Nini, or the what they say is the Sutin Henin. Heru came forth in to slay the ones who spoke evil towards Ra by day, and as Seket by night to wade about in the blood. This happened in Nesu Nini. Let's keep moving. This land is also where Ra was first crowned king. Once again, to reiterate, a physical king who is a netter can a principle or element rule as a king on a physical land that is named. So we have to ask that. Can a physical king who is a netter, can that be a principle or element? Is that able to rule as a king on a physical land called Nesu Nini, known as Heracleopolis, the 20th nome of Lower Kemet? It's a great question. So here in the Book of the Dead, the Purim Haru, plate 7, page 28. I am Ra in his rising in the beginning. The Sha'ah, Hek, which is what the Nesus carry and wear across their chests, which was famously known for what Jesus is, to herd the sheep. The Hek, with the isosceles triangle here, or the knee, ruled. So I am Ra in his rising in the beginning. Ruled this hath he. Who then is he? Ra, it is. Who? Ra, it is. In the beginning, when he rose, so this is the word ka, or ka'a, 2 arms up, the ka, to rise up. So when he rose in Sutin Henin as king. Sutin. And rising up, not had come into existence. So there's that word on, which means no, to not do something, or ni, because the vowel sound can go either before or after the consonantal sound. So it could be on, or it could be na, or in, or ni. It's all the same word. So in rising up, not had come into existence. Keper did not come into existence, the pillars of Shu. So here we see Ra when he rose in Nesu Nini. So when it comes to driving back slaughter in the Nesu Nini, all this has a story associated with it that happened in the physical. There are many important events that happened in this area called the Sutin Henin. Asar was also crowned here. A physical king who is a netter. So here we have homage to thee, maker of the Netiru, Nesu Biti, king of the north and south, Asar. And this is it right here. EA10470. In fact, let's click it. 19. So in here in the Purim Haru of Ani, we see right here, if we zoom in right here, homage, the Anech to the Neter, Nesu, BT, Asar. So here's Asar in a Shin, which is where a physical king's name goes in. So this is a physical king, Asar, who was also crowned in the Nesunini. So we have the slaughtering of men, where Saket waded in the blood that first began in Nesunini. We have Ra rising up as king in the Nesunini, and we also have Asar being crowned in the Nesunini, or the Suten Hinin. What then is it? The heart it is of Asar. It is the devourer of slaughtered all things. So driving back slaughter in the Nesunini. So who is Asar? Who is the devourer of slaughter? The same word, Sha'at. Nebet, the Neb, which creates also the word Lord. And so is a bread loaf here. Lord means loaf. The devourer of all slaughtered things hath been given to him the Urarek crown with dilation of the heart as president of Suten Hinin. So here we have Asar being titled as the president of Suten Hinin. What then is it? Now there hath been given to him the Urarek crown. So now he's been given the Urarek crown. He's being crowned with the dilation of heart as president of the Suten Hinin. Asar it is, he was commanded to rule among the gods. Heket im Natiru. And on that day, the word for day is Heru, with the sun, of the union of the two earths, Tawi, Imba Neberchur. So he was commanded to rule among the Neter on that day of the union of the two earths before Neberchur. When then is it? Now he that was commanded to rule among the Neter, Heru, who is the son of Aset, Sa Aset, who was appointed to rule in the seat of his father, Tef. Shout out to Atef. Asar, now on that day of the union of the two earths of Tawi, the gathering, the Tempti, to gather together, to be complete, the gathering of the two earths of the two lands, Upper and Lower Kemet, it is at the sarcophagus, which is Kares. We want to use the real words because these words have very negative energies associated with them, because we know that they're death culture. The Karas of Asar, the Ba, the soul living, Ankh, Imi, Suten Hinin. So here, Heru, who is appointed to rule in the seat of his father, Asar, the union of the two earths, gathering of the two lands, they're at the Karas of Asar. So this is happening at Asar's Karas. Who is what? Who is a soul living. So his Ba is living in the Nesu Nini, who is the giver of food, the annihilator of sins. We're driving back slaughter at the Suten Hinin. He guideth along the road of eternity. Heh. So we have a lot of action going down here in what's known as the Suten Hinin. So a lot happened here. So while in the Nesunini, we shall see that the number 4 plays a vital role. Let me show you why the number 4 signifies blooming into existence and supporting that which springs up. Okay, hold on. Before I move forward, let me come back here to the screen and see about the people. All right, let's see. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Peace and love. Give me some noise if you're appreciating and if you're liking the presentation so far. Robert Reyes, shout out to you. Henu to you. Shout out to the sister Shannon with the Netter axis. Yes, peace and love. Let's see, ask Jabari that question. Absolutely. That'd be a great question to ask Brother Jabari. All right. Peace and love to everyone. Big Vapes. Shout out to Big Vapes with the hand claps. Primordial Thought. Peace and love. Great. Moderator. Shout out to the moderator. Primordial Thought 9. Angela Gates sent some emojis. Peace and love to you, sister. All right. So I'll keep moving. Share screen. All right. So here we see Asar that they gathered at his sarcophagus, the Karas of Asar, where Heru was crowned. Where Asar, who is the soul living in the Nesunini, the giver of food. The word for food is Ka. So we're going to look at the number 4 and why 4 signifies blooming into existence, supporting that which springs up. So here at 2:15, a chapter of driving back slaughter and the Nesu Nini. Right? That's the chapter that we're at. Saith Asar, land of the scepter, white crown, Araret of the statue, right? Tut, which means the image of something, with the standing up statue. Divine standard, the A'at, standing on the standard, with Imsu on the standard, or men. With the Netter glyph, that's also in the word Netter, or excuse me, in Nesu, the A40 glyph, which means Netter, right there. So Nook, key. I am the child, times 4. Right? Because what? Hinin also means child or youth. So we're driving back slaughter in the Hinin, the Nesu Hinin, where Hinin means to travel, to go on a journey, to become young again. So this is all telling a very beautiful story. And we can clearly see that they knew what they were talking about. So while driving back slaughter in the Sutin Hinin, the king, the Sutin, the Nesu plant to rise, to res of the south, starting from the south, which is where what's known as your root chakra, starting at the root, moving up the south, the southern part of even where the Nile is, known as the mountain of the moon, moving forward, the res plant sprouting up in the lands where you traverse to become young again. So to do that, I am the child. Nuki times 4. So to say this 4 times, I am the child, I am the child, I am the child, I am the child. Hail, goddess Ab-Ert. Thou sayest daily, is provided the block as thou knowest. Thou hast come to decay, thou great one. Nook men, I establish those who praise me. I am the divine knot, the Thestu, which the knot right here with the Netter axe and the Shin symbol of eternal life. So this is a very powerful word. I am the divine knot, Mkinu, within the olive tree, the Bach. Doubly beautiful, Neferui, splendor on more than yesterday. So I am the divine knot within the olive tree, doubly beautiful of splendor, more than yesterday, times 4. Once again, 4 times. I am Ra, who established those who praise me. I am the knot, the Thest, within the tamarisk tree. beautiful of splendor, more than yesterday. Hath gone forth Ra, I have gone forth, going forth on this day. So being the child and going forth, and this is Ra speaking. So I am the child, which you're speaking through Ra. I am the child 4 times. I am the divine knot. I am Ra. So what's the significance of saying this 4 times? Right? The Hinti means to journey or be made to become young 4 times. Right? F2. F2 is the word for number 4. Afdu. And here we have 2 metanetter glyphs. Glyph number M42 and M86, which Un, right here, Un, which means to be, to exist, or to become, and hurt, or hort, which is this flower here, which also means to bloom, flowers or blue flowers. So to be, to exist, to become, and to bloom, right? To exist, to bloom, to become. And when we look at the values of this M42, Un, and as I spoke earlier with the U and the W, they're both used. So a lot of in the more later translations than Budge, like Gardner and Faulkner, they use W for the oo sound or woo, because a W is a double U. So it creates the value Un, but really this is WN or UNM, M42 glyph. And here M86 glyph, where we have Herdert, also has the value of Un. So both of these have the value of Un, to be, to become, and to bloom. Blue flowers. So 4 is the frequency of blooming into existence. Then this also becomes the frequency of stability and support, because we're saying this 4 times, right? We're saying Nuk Ki, Nuk Ki, Nuk Ki, Nuk Ki. What's the power of saying a tone, the Heka'u, 4 times? Because we know the Kemetiu and the Natiru did not just do anything just because. If you see something there, you have to know that there's a reason and a purpose why it's being done. All right. So when we look at the Un here, right? The 4, the F2, we have 4 points here. The Un, to be, to become, to exist. So to exist has 4 points to it. Right? To exist has 4 points to it. And we also see the what's known as the infinity sign here, right? Mixed together. And the flower of life here. So it also becomes the frequency of stability and support. So 4 is to exist, to be, to become, to create is the frequency of the number 4 of the 4 points. So once you create something, now there has to be stability and support so it can maintain itself. So in the creation story, when creation started, there was not something that could be stood on. So Maat had to be put in place. The foundation had to be put in place to create stability so you can stand on something. So once you create something, you have to be able to support it and have it stabilize itself, or else it can just destroy itself and go back into which and where it came from. So there needs to be stability. So the 4 of Un also becomes the 4 of the Jed, right? To be stable, to be permanent, abiding, established, firmly, lasting, and enduring. Because we see what? 1, 2, 3, 4 of the spine of Asar, holding up and being stable, of what? Pet, which is sky, and also the 4 quarters thereof, which is north, south, east, and west. So the 4 quarters that support the sky, that support Pet, has 4 points to it. which the Djed also has 4 points to it. So these 4 cardinal points are known as the sons of Heru. They reside over the 4 corners of the world. Thus, Un is the creation of this, given a complete 360-degree revolution and direction. Right, and here's this beautiful image with the Djed pillar here with 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, the Djed always will have 4 to support and stand itself. So as this support here is supporting this, in which Ptah is within, and he's also holding the Djed scepter and the Uwas and the Ankh, standing on Maat, being supported by the 4. Tomb of Nefertari QV 66. So Un is the creation of this, given a complete 360-degree revolution and direction. Un, which then creates your compass. When you take both of the glyphs and you set them on top of each other, creates the Un, creates the compass that we know today that gives us direction. The 360-degree complete circle, which adds up to the number 9. 3 plus 6 is 9. And so these symbols, these ancient symbols, we think are we're literally imbued with everything around us in the meta netter, and we just don't know it. We don't know because we've lost access to these stories and teachings because of the false matrix that has completely placed religion in the biblical teachings, which are all stolen and just twisted stories, and not nearly as potent as the real ancient stories. So which means to be, to exist, and also to bloom. When you put these symbols together, it literally creates a compass, the 4 points of the cardinal directions, the north, south, the east, and the west of the 360-degree circle of creation. And to do this twice, as above, so below, becomes 720, which is also the 9. So as above, so below. All right, driving back slaughter in the Sutin Hinin, which is Heracleopolis, Nome 20, and also a name of the afterlife, the traversing to become young again. So these are the sons of Heru that reside and protect over the 4 cardinal points. So we're dealing with the number 4, right? Nuk Ki, I am the child, 4 times. Why are we saying it 4 times? Right, so here's EA 10470, plate 30. And here's this beautiful image of Asar in the Urarek crown, right? Where it said he was crowned king. The king of the Netter, to be given the Urarek crown in Nesu Nini, where we're also driving back slaughter with Aset, the throne on her head. And we see this lotus flower here coming from the standard, and it's also blue, which is also the word for the Un, or the Hort, which means blue flower, to bloom flowers or blue flowers, with the 4 standing on top of them. The Mes Heru, right here, standing on the lotus, facing Asar, who's holding the Ku, or the Hek, right here, and the Ku right here, the flail, and the Us, stability. The Mes Heru, the 4 sons of Horus, Mesta, Hapi, Dua Mutef, and Kabesanuf. So these are the 4 sons of Heru, who are what? The cardinal points, and also the protectors of the cardinal points. The Mes Heru. So the Mes Heru are also protectors of your organs during the Shetet, which is the mummification process. The stomach, the intestines, the lungs, and the livers. So we're still dealing with the number 4, the Djed, the stability of the pet, which is the 4, also the word for heaven, but also the 4 supports of heaven. the four supports of heaven, and the four cardinal points of the the north, south, east, and west, to create and exist something, to be revolutionized within something, to be in a cycle of 360 degrees. The Mes Heru that protects those points are also the ones who protect your organs through the process in which you're becoming a Sahu, to have eternal life once again, to complete the circle, the 360 degree cycle of the physical and the 360 degree cycle of the spiritual. So the four sons of Heru are the protectors of this: the stomach, the intestines, the lungs, and the liver. We see them here at Museum 700 BCE, a session number 28358A and B. And you can click this image here and it'll take you and give you even more information here. So these are ancestral artifacts over religious opinion. So let's continue with the number 4 here, right? We may not, because if we're going to say something 4 times, I want to know why I'm saying it 4 times. So we have here the Shah Nesher, which is a lake of fire in the Duat. The lake of fire, the Shah Nesert, right here. And this is also in the Perm Harut EA 10470, plate 33. So we see the 4 cardinal points here, which is also the symbol. And we see the fire of the lake, right? Lake, which is this right here, the Sha'ah, and the fire with the 4 baboons of Tehuti standing at each corner of the lake of fire. And we see these 4 pieces here: the Jed pillar with the 4 of the stability, the Tet Aset, the Ebe, and a headrest. So as concerning the lake of fire, page 48, plate 10, as concerning the lake of fire, every treader upon it, unclean, he falleth to the knives, the sha'at, which is the same word for slaughter, where we're driving back slaughter in the Nesunini, the sha'at, which here is knives. So as concerning the lake of fire, which is where the biblical teaching gets its concept from, where every Christian will tell you, hey, if you don't accept Jesus Christ, you're going to burn in the lake of fire for all eternity. But here we see the real teaching of the lake of fire, and it wasn't a negative thing. It was that which burned away the negative. So for those who are unclean, you falleth to the knives within the lake of fire. Being unclean, not being someone who doesn't have a belief in a specific person, or if that happens, now you're going into a lake of fire. That's not the real teaching. That's not the original teaching. And that's not the reality. The lake of fire, which is the fire, is a what would be known as a divine fire, to burn away the Isfet. So we have the 4 flames here and the 4 baboons here of Tehuti, safeguarding and protecting the lake of fire. So here we have the chapter of the Chet of gold, the Dejet of gold. Right here, the chapter of a buckle of carnelian, the chapter of a heart of carnelian, and the chapter of a pillow placed under the head. So we have these 4 chapters to go along right beside the lake of fire. So this image does go with the chapter of driving back slaughter in the Nesunini. I hear this image here, where we're saying 4 times of how we are becoming young. So now that I have shown you the importance of this chapter and why these specific sound vibration frequencies are applied to it, let us now use it to drive back slaughter while in the Nesunini. As physical beings ourselves, we must embody and become a netter. EA 1047032. So this is the chapter of driving back slaughter in the Nesunini. Right here. So let's go into this. Hath gone forth Ra. I have gone forth, going forth on this day. My hair is of new. So now we're deifying the body parts, the parts of the body. So my hair is of new. My face is of Ra. My 2 eyes are of Heru. My 2 ears are of Ap-Uat. My nose is of Kent Sheseps. My 2 lips are of Anpu. My teeth are of Keparah. My neck is of Aset the Netert. My 2 hands are of Kimenu, Lord of the Chetu. My forearms are of Neith, Lady of Sa'u. Pesht is of Sut. Henin, the Sutin Henin, is of Asar. My reins are of the lords of Ker Abba. My chest is of the mighty of terror. Are my belly and my back of Saket. My buttocks are of the eye of Heru. My hips and legs are of Nut. My feet are of Ptah. My fingers and my leg bones are of the Urei, the Aratu, living. Not a member in me is without a netter. It's the word on right here. Not a member that is within me. Which is also the glyph for the cross. Not a member. Within me is without Sut, a netter. Tehuti is protecting my flesh entirely. Tim creates the Tim-T with the crossing of the arms to gather, to collect, to be complete, to be whole. And to be whole means to be healthy. The word healthy comes from well, the well-being, and it means to be whole. Thoth is protecting my flesh entirely. I am Ra every day. Not shall I be seized by my arms. Not shall I be carried away by my hand. Not shall do men, gods, shining ones, Ku, the Reth, the Netiru, the Ku, the Mitu, so the dead, Mit, which is also the word for mother, Mut, it's the same word. Ancient ones, the Pa, which is the origin of something, and the Pa'ut, the Pat is the ancient ones or the ancestors. So not shall any men, gods, shining ones, the dead, ancient ones, any mortal, Rekit, any Hemamet, anybody of all of mankind, Hemamet, mankind, harm unto me. So this is a complete imbuement of a netter, where each part of yourself is a netter. So not only are you just one to become one netter, you are to become all the netter within one. Your hands, your fingers, your hair, your face, your back, your arms, your thighs, your feet. Everything has an energy frequency of a netter, to where Tehuti is protecting the flesh entirely, where you are Ra every day. So not a part within you is without a netter. There should be no part within that isn't a netter. I am Ra every day. So not shall I be carried away by my hand. So You won't carry me away. My arms shall not be seized. Not shall men, gods, shining ones, the dead, ancient ones, any mortal, any being of all mankind do any harm unto me, as I drive back slaughter in the Sutenhinen to traverse to become young again. Very, very powerful. Every part of the body is to become a neter. This is an ancient ritual that goes back even further than 1250 BCE with the Per-Imheru. The attestation I am referring to is called the Litanies of Ra. There are countless references to this text, so I will only show a few. First, I will show you the oldest of them all. For this, we will not be going to a wall, to a stele, or a papyrus. We will be going to a king himself, who literally wrapped his body in the spell, taking embodiment to the next level. One of the greatest kings, the Nesubitis of war. Shout out to Menkhu. I know you're going to love this. Tahutinos III. Tahutinos III, Menkhu, son of Thutmose the second and Iset the first, New Kingdom, 18th dynasty. And here is the Sheted, the shed of Tahutinos. Have him laying here on pet. This whole image that separates my levels and layers of presentations is the metanetter glyph for pet. So I have him laying on the pet, on heaven. Here we see him here. His hands in the Tempti position to be complete and to be united. Here's an image of this powerful brother right here. Just look at the sculpture, the architecture of this. It's just so beautiful. How they were able to, the artistry was just phenomenal. With his belt, the shin on it, around his waist, Men Kepera. Statue of King Thutmose III, Luxor Museum, 1490 to 1436 BCE. So here the biographical information. He was age 54 at the time of death. Dates from 1479. He reigned from 1479 BCE to 1425 BCE. 54 years. And he is... who was reigning right before him, because he actually was to take the throne at 2 years old. But because that was too young, his what's known as stepmothers took the reign, and that would be Hatshepsut. So while he was growing up and preparing to be take the reins and take kingship, his stepmother Hatshepsut was ruling and preparing this young neter here. Site KV34, Valley of the Kings, Egyptian Museum, Cairo, 61068. So let me take you to the king's shroud right here, what he's wrapped in. And here is the litanies of Ra, right here written on his shroud that he is wrapped in. So the oldest, although fragmentary, text of the litany on the shroud of Tahutinos III is published here for the first time. The 8 papyri here presented, some of them also published for the first time, represent the same conception of the royal hereafter. Somehow democratized and adapted for the nobles and priests. And this is in the book Litanies of Ra, page 7. So here we have Menkhu Tehuti right here, and the Litanies of Ra, the Tempti of becoming completely embodied as a netter, and he wrapped himself in this. So this shroud was discovered by G. Maspero at Deir el-Bahari in 1881. So here's the fragmentary of the shroud right here. Ink on linen, accession number 601472. Dynasty 18, 1479, 1425 BCE. So this shroud was discovered by G. Maspero. The actual text of the litany on it is 2.355 meters long and about 0.75 meters wide. The ends of the columns have disappeared on a small fragment now in the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. Are a few groups of signs, 7 in all, which end of some of these lines. The latest description of the shroud is by G. Nigel Lee Lensil D. Tehutimos III, Cairo, cat number 4001, XLIX 1949. On the shroud of Tehutimos III, the litany occupies columns 80 to 193 inclusive, analyzed as follows. So columns 80 through 114 is the invocations, right? To invoke, which created the word God, Gut. So the invocations. Ray of the caverns, O Ray who caused those of the caverns, salutations to you, those of the caverns. Navil's second part, O Ray, come to you, the true king. Thou indeed, O Ray, givest birth to the king. The body parts, King N, is one of you. O Ray, open the earth for his soul. O West, Litanies of Ra, page 16. But let me take you to the Taheh of Tehutimos III to get a physical representation of the Litanies of Ra, which are written on his actual shroud, in which here's his cuirass that he was within. And we're going to go inside this Taheh here. Okay, hold on. Give me just a second. Let me stop screen. Let me get this in here so we can actually go look at it with an up close 3D view. All right. Shout out to everyone. Jay Kirkland, peace and love to you. Henu to the panel. Henu to the chat. Yes, Henu to you. Stranger, GODBODY. Shannon Southard, this is a great utterance. Absolutely. Absolutely. It gives me chills reading it and even presenting it to you all. Stranger, what some Christians call being born again. Yes, absolutely. This is if they really knew. And I tell you, sometimes I get very emotional when thinking about how people really imbue and put so much energy into the false teachings of Christianity and the stolen concepts and just the whole false reality that's created from that. Sometimes it gets me emotional thinking about it and seeing people put so much energy and praise into something that never even existed. But yes, that is what some Christians call being born again, a cleansing fire. Yes, sir. All right, let me see if I'm in here and I'm ready. Okay, yes, we are ready. All right, entire screen, share entire screen. All right, and now let's go here. Yes, I'm sharing. Okay, so we're gonna go to the Taheh KV34. And this we're gonna go here. All right. In this room here where his Karas is. Right here. So here we see the litanies of Ra, which is also written, and this is the traverse of the Amduat, the book of the Amduat here written on the walls. And here's the litanies of Ra. So Ra, who takes upon 75 different forms, right? So all these are different forms of Ra. I am Ra. My head and my face is of Ra. And here is Ra in his 75 different forms. Right here, written on this wall here. All right, see the Ureret crown here. The Ba, the ram head. We see the cat, the great cat. Here, right here. Nice little Tamahu's back here in the background. And then let's go here. Let's look at this here. Yeah, slide on over. There we go. There we go. All right, and here's Tehutimos, Menkhu, Ma'ah Karu. Right here, true of voice. On the boat with his mother here. And then you see the hawk on the divine standard here. And here's Menkhu, Tehutimos. And here is him being nourished, being suckled by the tree here, which is very beautiful. So the tree of life, giving sustenance and suckling Tehutimos right here, so he can be nourished. And he has his three mates with him, and one of this is his daughter. So it's his daughter back here, and here are three of his mates. And you see the Nesu Himti, the royal wife of the king. Right here, beautiful. So within his Taheh, which is tomb, so it's not only written on him, and here is the traversing through the Amduat, which this is a whole nother class and session, and there's so much to learn always, and how the ancient Kemetiu literally imbued themselves to where this is all you see. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. So the 75 forms of Ra here, written on these pillars right here. It's Khepera. And you have the names of each of them here written right above. Right. So beautiful. And this great thing about this technology today is we're allowed to do things like this now, and really look at things that we normally wouldn't be able to look at, right? In such detail too. So it's beautiful. All right. So Valley of the Kings, KV34. So I just took you around these pillars here to look at the 75 forms of Ra, which are right here. And this is page 12 through 15 of the Litanies of Ra. And we have each of the names here. So the becoming one, ray of this disc, the severe face. Here, Tefnut, Nut, Nephthys, Neptet. Right, so register one, and it tells you here, right, the becoming of Ra, ray of his disc. Right here, just the disc in itself, the severe face, he who punishes at the stake. Right here. He who gives light to the bodies, the light bodies, becoming of one, Keperah. Tefnut, Nut, Neptet, the watery abyss. So this is beautiful. Right? The Geb, Aset, Heru, the weeper. Those of the Adu fish, the Netui, the Atum, Shu, soul of Re. He who protects the souls. The West, the mourner, he at the head of the Westerners, the one of the cat, hidden bodies, he of the Netzer Kurt, he of the reassembled members, provider of the earth, the venerable one. These are just powerful names. So, hail to thee, O thou who belongest to the Jebah of the one joined together. Thy soul is glorious, thy bodies breathe. King Min Keperah passes by the mysterious caverns, and he traverses the mysterious therein. King Tehutimos, Nefer Keperu, calls to thee as the soul of Re. Thou callest King Met Kepereh as the soul of Re. So, once again, embodying and imbuing the Netzer, becoming the soul of Re. His soul is thy soul, his bodies are thy bodies. When he passes by the following of the soul of Re, to the mysterious place of this inhabitants of the caverns, then he jubilates at his glory. Then Tehutimos jubilates at his glory like me, very second self, my second self. Re says to King Menkapereh, thou art like me, my very second self. The Jebah of the one joined together says to King Tehutimos, the justified, oh, mayest thou lead him, he at the head of the cavern. And to what? To say 4 times. To say it 4 times. And as we know how powerful the number 4 is and how it deals with blooming into existence and to support that which you bring forth with your tones and within all directions that surround you, the 360 degrees around you. And the four cardinal points, the 4 beings that protect that, and the Mes Heru, the ones who also protect your organs. So it's a number of protection, it's a number of blooming with the symbol, and a number of stability with the Jed. So this is all why we say these things 4 times, because that's the frequency that the number 4 is created with. So once again, we see the recitation needed to be accomplished 4 times. Here's a link to the book. So now we're going to go to King Seti the First. Nesubiti Seti the First. Part of the litany of Re in the tomb of Seti the First. Right here. Which is also where the book of the heavenly cow is, in which I showed you all. And it also has the litanies of Re. So this is where a lot of the complete translation comes from. So I showed you the oldest with Tehutimos III, Menkaperah's shroud of the wrap that he imbued himself with and wrapped himself in. That's the oldest of the litany of Re. But here is one of the most complete one. It's also in Ramesses II, the 6th. So this was very a common teaching that the kings, and as you see in the Per Imheru, of us becoming and imbuing the Netzer, as the Netzer did that themselves. I am one from one. Ua im ua. So here's some beautiful imagery here. In the tomb of Seti the first, Tahed. This tomb is where some of the most complete texts of the litanies of Ra exist. Right? So, which is right here at the entrance. Right here. So as you see, the 75 forms of Ra along the walls, the jet pillar, and Aset. Beautiful. Right here along the walls, 75 forms. And then all throughout here is where the litanies are. All the way up here, throughout the walls. It's just all around it. There's not a space left open. Just complete imbuement of the Heka'u. All down through these walls. So this is where a majority of our translations are able to come from. Right? There's Ptah. So yes, this is also where the litanies of Ra exist. Here along the wall. All along the wall here. The great cat. So this is very beautiful. And you can just imagine the power of being within this and having this as your culture every day, to read this, to see this, to recite this in many different forms. So the wall, you got the papyruses, you're writing it on your shroud, preparing for the afterlife. You're literally just preparing yourself, which today does not go on at all. No one is preparing except for, you know, those of us here who really understand the truth and what's necessary for us to be able to, when we go to these realms, the Duat, the Neter Kurt, the Duat to go within the Duat, the Sutan Hinin, the Nesunini, that there is, we have to prepare ourselves for this. We have to, we imbue ourselves within this, becoming a Neter. So, to bring what they say are just principles into physical reality, as what the Natiru did, literally brought themselves physically into reality. So if you guys have never looked at any of these 3D renditions of the Tahez, which is the land of eternity, the real name for the tombs, I suggest it, because I mean, it's, as you see, you're able to really look and just see how detailed. I mean, here's the drawings on the wall here. And I think on this side here, yeah, where you see like it started to be carved. And you can see the process of how it happens, right? It being drawn and then carved. All right. So there is also where the litanies exist. So the litany of Re with the symbol, the 4 points. And this is volume 4. So here in the Great Litany, King N is one of you. He appears as a vulture. His face is a hawk. The crown of his head is Re. His 2 eyes are the 2 women, the 2 sisters. His nose is Heru of the Neter world. His mouth is the ruler of the West. His throat is the watery abyss. His arms are the embracer. His fingers are the graspers. His breast is the becoming one of Keperi. His heart is Horus Suenin. His liver is the living one. His spleen is he with the nose. His lungs are the throat god. His breast is the opener of the ways. His bowels are the mysterious of things. His back is tired of heart. Osiris, and you see here in 162, it says Osiris. In 61, his spleen is he with the nose, which is Tehuti. His back is tired heart. His backbone is the protector. His sides are Heru and Tehuti. His buttocks are the cow, the great flood. His phallus is exalted earth. His foreskin is the holy one of the Egyptian Babylon, Old Cairo. His testicles are the two hidden ones. His thighs are the two goddesses. His 2 feet are he who passes through mysteries. And Tehuti Most III in his shroud, right here it says, his 2 feet, or my 2 feet, are the 2 brilliant ones. His toes are the 2 cobras. His members are gods. He is a god completely. There is not a member in him without a god. The gods have become his members. King N is the coming into being of forms, Lord of spirits. His members guide him. His flesh directs him on the ways. His forms in him protect him. They are satisfied with what they shape. Indeed, this king gives them shape. It is indeed he who begets them. It is indeed he who creates them. His births are those of Re in the west. When he gives birth to the king, he causes his own births. And then when we look at Tehuti Most III, when he gives me birth, he has created my births. So his members are gods. He is a god completely. There is not a member in him without a god. The gods have become his members. God body. To complete this journey, I will take you to the oldest spiritual writings on the planet, the pyramid text of 2400 BCE. We're going to go to utterance 215, spell 147 through 149. So you shall become completed as every god, your head as Horus of the Duat, an imperishable star, your face as eyes forward, an imperishable star. Your ears are Atum's twins, an imperishable star. Your eyes, Atum's twins, an imperishable star. Your nose is of the jackal, an imperishable star. Your teeth, Sabdu, an imperishable star. Your arms, Hapi and Dua Mutef. When you demand to go up to the sky, you go up. Your legs, Imseti and Kabesanuf, right? The 4 sons of Heru. 2 of them are your arms, 2 of them are your legs. The 4 cardinal points, 4 times. When you demand to go down to the undersky, you go down. Your limbs, Atum's twins, an imperishable star. You will not perish. Your Ka will not perish. You are Ka. And here's the spells in Pepi 1, the Pepi 1 corridor, page 169 of the pyramid text. Spells for opening the door of the sky, the vestibule of the south wall, consecrating the vestibule statue. Recitation. The head of this Meri Ray is that of a vulture as he emerges and ascends to the sky. The sides of his head of this Pepi are those of her of 1,000 Bas of a god, and he emerges and ascends to the sky. This Pepi's ears are those of the watery one and Nu as he emerges and ascends to the sky. The face of this Pepi is that of Paf's Parter as he emerges and ascends to the sky. Meri Ray's eyes are the great goddess at the 4 of the Bas of Heliopolis as he emerges and ascends to the sky. The nose of this Pepi is that of Tehuti, the beak, as he emerges and ascends to the sky. The mouth is of Meri Ray, is that of the great to and fro canal, as he emerges and ascends to the sky. This tongue is of this Pepi, is that of the guide for the Maat boat. The tongue, the Karu, which in Maat Karu, the truer voice. The tongue is the Karu, and it's also the Or. So this tongue, the Karu, the Ker, is of this Pepi, is that of the god of the Maat boat, as he emerges and ascends to the sky. This Pepi's teeth are Bas, as he emerges and ascends to the sky. This Meri Ray's lips are Shu and Tefnut, as he emerges and ascends to the sky. The chin of this Pepi is that of Kerti, foremost of Letopolis, as he emerges and ascends to the sky. The neck vertebrae of this Pepi is that of a wild bull as he emerges and ascends to the sky. This Pepi's shoulders and upper arms are that of Set, and he emerges and ascends to the sky. The Kemetu clearly taught that the Natiru were physical beings, and every day we must do the necessary work to become this once again, to become a Nefer Neter, just like Heru. Right here. Here's Heru in the Per Im Heru of the judgment scene. Who all ever noticed this? The Neter Neter Heru. Just as I showed with Asperta, the Nesubiti Asperta, when he was the Nefer Neter. In a previous show I did, when I did the 9 aspects of the soul, in the second part, where I taught about the Ka, and I showed the Hetep, the offering granite stone of Amenhotep III that Queen Tai had made for him. He was also called the Nefer Neter. So this is what we are to become, the Nefer Neter, the beautiful, the perfect Neter, just like Heru. Chapter of making the transformation into Ptah. Saith Asar Ani, my head is like that of Ra. I have gathered myself together like Temu. The 4 quarters of Ra are the extent of the earth. The Aftu, there's the 4. The 4 quarters of Ra are the extent of the earth. I come forth. My tongue is of Ptah. My throat is of Heru. I make mention of the words Temu, my father, with my mouth. God body. Tua, this is the teachings of Maat. I am Ani Ptah Aten Tehuti. And this was the journey of driving back slaughter at the Nesu Nini to become imbuement of the Neter. If you appreciate this information, you can support me personally as well. Of course, support the organization first. If you have anything extra that you would like to support me with personally, I have Venmo and Cash App, Ani Ptah Aten Tehuti. If you would like to support anything that I brought forth, and if I assisted you, you can always reach out to me as well. My SoundCloud, be sure to go to my SoundCloud, which is SCRIIBE, soundcloud.com/scribe, right? And listen to my music here. And also have the instructions, Proverbs of Amen and Mope on here, where you can also download. All right, so support me there. And this is GODBODY, becoming a Neter, brought into existence by Scribe Ani Ptah Aten Tehuti at teachingsofmaat.com. So with that being said, peace and love. Let me come back to the screen. Oh, there he is. All right. Peace and love, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed that. And was able to learn and take something from that. Let's see. Let's look. See at the chat. Peace and love, everyone. I see the flames. What up? Keen One Warfield, peace and love to you. I think this is my first time seeing you in the chat. He says, raising your vibrations is true God's body, mind, soul, and spirit, my son. And really what we're doing is we're lowering our vibrations so we can actually go into that theta wavelength. Big Vapes with the emojis, Shannon Southard with the flames. Peace and love, everyone. yeah, I appreciate everyone. Angela Gates, shout out to you. Jamie OX says Nefer Ari. Tua. And Stranger put, I got a few 5%er brothers that could use this scroll. Send it their way. Because this is definitely, anyone can use this and utilize this to really ascend in consciousness and imbue yourself. When it comes to vibrations, the Matrix has us thinking that let's just say everything is backwards, right? Everything is backwards, and I'm here to reverse all of that and bring us back to the real teachings. So anybody who wants the truth, you're in the right place. All right. Keen One says, we are already in low vibration. What do you mean, sir? Well, that's a great question. And if you want an actual complete, thorough teaching and breakdown on that, I don't know if you're familiar with the Tehuti pod class, but he's taught on this many times. And when you look at the frequencies and the vibration of the different alpha, beta, theta waves, when we say low vibration, we think, you're of low frequency, as if that's a negative thing. But we're just saying low because we associate low with something being low, like that's really a Christian teaching of hell. Hell is low, heaven is high. But in reality, vibrations don't work that way. It's not about it being low, meaning it's negative. We just say, oh, you're a low vibrational being. Oh, you're a high vibrational being. When you actually look at the vibrations, when you look at a low vibration, even of a bass, when you can feel bass from miles away, and that's a low tone. That's a low hertz. A high vibration is real fast, right? It goes real fast, and neither one is either good or bad. So when I say low vibration, I'm not talking about what people say today. Oh, you're low vibration. Oh, you're high vibration. Those are just words. But when you actually study and look at frequencies, none of that really even exists within the real realm of frequency. I deal with audio, right? I did a performance right before the show. So I'm actually an audio engineer. So I look at frequencies. I can look at tones. I create tones. Solfeggio frequencies. So when you actually dealing with real frequencies, there is no low vibration as being bad. That's just something that everyone says, Mr. Keen One. So I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being open to learn something that you didn't know before. Peace and love, Menkhu, Ara, Meri, Maat. What you think?
Peace and love, Ani. I'm speechless. I'm so honored and very, very, very proud of you. Your teachings was extremely thorough. The clarity level is amazing, and I love how the duality of your tone with the visuals are extremely high level. I really loved the part of your teaching when you went into the means to exist, to bloom, the with the two glyphs and set them on top of each other creates the compass. I don't know how you did that, but that was definitely some heka that I much appreciate, how you show the Djed, the 4 cardinal points. We are imbued with everything around us is in the meta-netta. I really love that because that's what Saba teaches. I've done several one-on-ones with him, and those teachings transformed me. I felt the healing and the love and the dedication and the hard work and the time that you put in to bring forth what you shared with us. And I really, really admired how when you went into the God body, when you were in the Book of the Dead, and you shared how shared the piece where my face is Ra, my two eyes are of Hathor. That was really powerful. And at the end, you taught something that Saba gave to me in a one-on-one on Temu. I have gathered myself together. He gave me that with some tones, and that was very powerful how you put that all together. You just created a whole, that teaching in itself was very Hekau, is very healing, is very powerful. That was a movie. Let's go. Much appreciation. Tua. Much respect. And I will pass to Ahati.
Big up, much respect. Yeah, that, man, your aesthetics are improving as the week goes on. I like the background. I like the clarity of the images. I love when we go on the tours inside the tombs. And I love that you brought up Kevin Senef and T.O.M, because these warriors here would protect me at night. I had some Egyptian guy in Venice Beach trying to sell these to me for $100. Then I started breaking down them better, and I got them for a lot cheaper. But I keep my little secrets in them when I fulfill my goals and missions. And I love you brought up the four sons of Haru. And Ani, you are, I feel like when I was learning from Saba in the beginning, you were sitting there in the room with us, invisible, or you were somewhere in that room getting classes, because you are definitely living this life, and you are teaching from your heart. And I've called you that before. I say your heart is pure. Because it is, and it comes forth from your teachings. And even if you weren't teaching, even if we were just speaking on a different level and a different subject, your heart is pure. And I appreciate you. I appreciate your youth and your dedication and your maturity. You're very wise for your age and mature. And I'm glad that you are a part of this movement, because you could have chose any movement to be a part of, and you chose our movement. So I'm very appreciative. And to Ken One Warfield, if you're still in the room, put some respect on our teaching's name. We have an open forum here. You can come up and join us if you're not scared. And you can have a discussion with us. But I'm telling you this, man. The brothers that are on the panel here, they know exactly what they're talking about. All you have to do is go back into our archives on this channel and look at the past teachings that we've done, and then cross-reference them. Oh, it's Conqueror's Day. They're lighting the fireworks. And you can cross-reference our material and our work to see if what Ani told you is false or not. I'm pretty sure you don't know about the four. There's actually 5 brain states, and he just named 4 of them. So I'm pretty sure you don't know them as thoroughly as he does. So just trust us that most of the things that we're being taught about in this world today is completely reversed and backwards. And yes, I know you're not being disrespectful. This is the way I talk, and I'm not throwing any disrespect at you either. But you just got a great teaching from Ani. And he just gave you an answer, and you can agree with it or not. But we don't share opinions here. That's all I'm going to say, because it's misleading to anybody that's new, that's going to be watching in the future. So, anyways, Ani, great job. I appreciate you, brother. And I look forward to your next teaching.
So do I. Ani, I also want to really thank you for teaching on Tehuti Most the third and Seti the first. I don't know where there's not very many people or places that we could get those teachings. So I love how you shared information on Tehuti Most the third. It's very rare. And Seti the first. It's very rare. What you did was special in so many ways. So I wanted to add that to my gratitude and appreciation for your teachings tonight.
Thank you, great brothers, for that. Yeah, it was definitely a journey. I get in these studies and I can't stop. I just keep going. And it's just I have to force myself to stop. And so I love the fact that it can be received and appreciated, because one thing that our great Saba Tehuti has taught us is ancestral artifacts over religious opinion. And so when you have that in mind when you're going into your studies, and you're consistently breaking down spells, right? Because the tones that we speak, we think we know what we're saying when we say something, but words have actual meanings, and the words that have these meanings come from a vibration. And when you go into language and the etymology of what these words mean, and you study the meta netter, and it completely pulls you out of this false matrix and keeps you from being lied to, because what everyone else always says about something. And it's just I'm so thankful and grateful because I could never be tricked again, because I know how to look at something for what it is and remove the opinion behind it and just go into the actual facts of what it is. And because of that, I'm forever grateful. And I just have to, so for me, I just do my part and bringing that forward, that through my studies, and because I am a student, through my studies and what I bring forth is a process, and there's a lot of preparation that goes into it, and even things that are not necessarily seen, because I also deal with a lot of the subconscious. So I do a lot of symbolisms and specific type of placing things in very, very important places, and putting certain words and specific aspects that deals with the subconscious, because most of our existence here is subconsciously created. We're not even conscious of what we're saying or what we're doing a majority of the time. So we have to also teach from that perspective as well. And our great Saba Tehuti is just so wonderful when it comes to that. So peace and love. Shout out to everyone who supported. I'll show that Cash App TT Amun, Rocky SV, if you want to support the great Saba Tehuti and the pod class. You can definitely send in questions there. Any questions that are asked here, we don't really answer questions here. This is a bridge to the great Saba Tehuti Amenhotep's Ra Tehuti's pod class. So we're a bridge to that. You can also support us, teachings of Maat, as well, just for support. We don't answer questions here. We just we provide teachings, and any questions we always send to great Saba Tehuti, because that is what he does. And without him, we wouldn't be doing this. So we keep that, we respect that. So shout out to everyone. Jay Kirkland, peace and love to you, great brother. To my beautiful Netarette, she's a wonderful support system for me. Tua to you and everything that you do for me. And let me show the reciprocity to the wonderful people who love and acknowledge the teachings. To the great brother Nito Campbell sends $5. To our great brother great brother Nito Campbell, consistent every single week. You are just wonderful, leading with the left, and all that you do. I know you're soaking in knowledge. I don't think I've ever seen you ask a question. So I know that you're just soaking in all of the information and all of the knowledge. So shout out to you, great brother Nito Campbell, for your support. All right, next, the great brother Jay Kirkland, the Henu Golden One, Nub Vibrations, 572, Henu Anu or Ani Ptah Tehuti, Nefer Teachings Henu Panel. Tua to you, great brother. We appreciate your support. You're consistent. This great brother here is wonderful. He also posts the teachings on his social medias, on his Instagram. So shout out to you, great brother, for putting these teachings out there. So I know I'm gonna see your walking journey, and then I'm gonna see some teachings. So shout out to you, great brother Jay Kirkland. All right, next we have the great brother Stranger Sandoval. Sent $32. He says, Tua Ishin. Absolutely. Thank you, great brother, for your wonderful support. Very generous. I'm so grateful for all of the supporters who just support the information and the time and the hours it takes to put this together, to make sure that not only we're bringing factual information and it's all validated. And the beautiful thing is all the sources are always stated. And we go direct to the source, taking you directly to what's written on their bodies, on the walls, on the papyruses. So it takes a lot to do that. We make it look easy because we have the greatest teacher, but it takes so much to make sure you're cross-referencing and making sure that you're putting things together factually before putting it out and just saying something because you like the way that it sounds. Because that's easy to do. I'm a worst. I tell people all the time. If I was a pastor, I would have a huge following. All right. Let's see. Next, we have Eric G. That's it. Sent $7. Thank you. Tua to you, Eric G. You're very consistent with the support, with being here. We appreciate you and everything that you send forth. So thank you. And Tua to you. Let me give you a bomb. All right. And I think this is the last one. If you appreciate send in your support. Cash App Teachings of Maat, PayPal Teachings of Maat as well. So let me show this. It's the last one. From Carolina. She sends $20. Henu Nesu Ani Ptah Aten Tehuti. Amazing class. All right. So to everyone who sent in support, This presentation, as you see with all the clickable links and all the references, is a great study guide. If you want to, excellent. So you can go to teachingsofmaat.org. Let me show that for you all. For all the people who are here live and for everyone who's watching on the playback, you can still send in your support. If you appreciate, you say, "Oh, that's something I didn't know." Let me give a tip. It's always appreciated, and we're building a organization, and we're doing a lot of things. We have our talent show where we're giving away $100 prize. So everything that we do, we're providing to back to the community and building a foundation on Maat, what Maat really means, which is truth. So aside from any opinion, we deal with facts and the truth, Maat, because we examine. Maat is also means to examine, to dig, Kim, to examine the truth, and to stand on a foundation. So teachingsofmaat.org. Right here. Our Study Guide Sunday live videos are all here. Subscribe. Audio books, our community, Discord community, become a member, active member, non-active member. We are accepting membership within the T.O.M movement. We have open positions for active, non-active. We are looking for writers, editors, managers, digital designers, social media content creators, organizers for physical meetups. If you do clothing, if you have a business and you want to promote your business, reach out to us and we can provide that for you. If you're a producer, I'm looking for some producers as well that make beats. So if you make beats, reach out to me, because I want to bring some fresh, original music and tones, and I want to work with some producers in building up these Maat vibrations and these Maat frequencies. So reach out to us, teachingsofmaat.org. Here's a mailing list. Put your email address in here to sign up for our newsletter that we send out every single week, packed full of wonderful information, all our links as well. You get 10% off your first purchase of the shop section. So here in the shop section is where our merch is. Beautiful merch for the children as well. Long sleeve, short sleeve, hoodies. So it's absolutely beautiful, and you can get the back customized however you like. Here's the QR code you can scan. And as I teach on, we teach about the meta netter, and we teach about vibrations, sound vibration, light vibration. And that's why I always bring these tones in my teachings, and I show the meta netter of sound and light vibration, like I did with the rezu from the south, and the the su plant, which means to watch, the watchers of Ra, the watchmen, and also tongue. So sound and light vibration is what we walk with. And you walk with this image here. It's a trust and believe that people will walk up to you asking questions. So you can purchase here and sign up for the newsletter, 10% off. Members get all 10% off. Our great Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra has 2 ebooks, Stepping Out of the Matrix, that you can purchase if you have not purchased that. Melanin Dark Consciousness ebook. So both of these are he made them extremely affordable for everyone, and they're packed full of information. We also did breakdowns and readings of these 2 books. That's at the very beginning of our YouTube channel. This is what started it, the Stepping Out of the Matrix, because that's what we do. We step out of the matrix, and that's what we consistently bring to you all, and revealing these spells and showing that what you think you're saying is not really what you're saying. And that's what the matrix is consisted of in this English Masonic language. So let's step out the matrix and get back to Maat. All right, and here's the beautiful affirmations. The Makaru victory voice, the Tehuti, Anki and Maat affirmation, and our Kemet foundational ideas, honesty, loyalty, and respect. Right, that's what we stand on, and that's all that we accept, because that's what we give. We give honesty, we provide loyalty, and we provide respect. So we demand that in return. So this is Maat. And our Rumble, make sure you follow us on Rumble as well. So I'm also streaming live there now. So we are live on Rumble. So you can also get our information there. Volunteer as well. So we also have volunteer sign up where you can sign up. This is free. And anything that you have that you want to provide and bring forth, you can do so. So all you do is just click this here. Click the volunteer sign up and you'll be directed to where you can put in your information. All right. And here is my page, Scribe. So when you go to more, Meet the Movement, Scribe, and here's my YouTube channel where you can subscribe to me, my tones, my flow codes, where all my links are here. If you have an Instagram, follow me on Instagram at the Scribe. Because I will be going live next Friday performing, and I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do a performance, and I'm gonna teach. I'm gonna teach the real teachings of where the teachings of Jesus come from, and the real meaning of the word Lord, and why that's really everything that they teach you about Jesus is really the woman. So that's what I'm gonna be teaching on July 7th on a stage in front of many people. So Breaking Matrices here online, but I also do it in real life. So you can also support me here. Here's my SoundCloud, and then also my presentation. So I show and I bring them, post them here, the video, and then you can also purchase the actual presentation with the clickable links. Saves you so much time. So I provide that for you all. The Origin of Meditation. This is also one of my favorite classes. You can also purchase that as well. And here's the video. And I do that for all my classes. Tu'a to everyone. Support, Cash App, Teachings of Maat, PayPal, Teachings of Maat. And with that, I just say peace and love to everyone. Peace, Robert Reyes, Jay Kirkland. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate everyone. I enjoyed this stream with you all, and I love the engagement. So peace and love. And if any good brothers would like to say any words before we close out.
Peace to the chat. Thank you for being here, everybody. Tu'a. It's always a pleasure to build with everyone and to be in community with like-minded people. So your attention and your donations are much appreciated. Your support is much appreciated. Tu'a for spending this weekend with us. It's always a pleasure and honor. I'll pass to Ahati.
Ani, what time Friday is your event?
It starts at 7 Central Time, so it's 5 p.m. Pacific Time.
Okay. I just want to tell everybody in the chat, Hanu Makaru, peace to you, and take the teachings that he gave us tonight to heart, incorporate them into your life if you're ready to. And I want to say to brother Jason Kirkland, keep your spirit up, brother. Your crew is magnificent. The brother's always giving multiple shout outs throughout the show. And I just want to say to people out there that may disagree with us and what we teach, just come to our shows, ask us the questions, and they will be answered on Fridays at Ptah Aten Tehuti's class. And we always have an open mind here. So we don't care if you're Muslim, Hindu, we don't care what you are. If you have a question about anything we're teaching, bring it to our attention, and then we will send it to the proper source to have it addressed. And if anybody wants to join us and is skeptical about joining at this moment, you can always volunteer. You can get in touch with Ani through avenues of email, and soon we will have a phone number. We'll have an 800 or 888 number, one or the other. You can get in touch with us there. So there are different avenues where you can give service if you can't donate. And again, everybody have a good night. And next week it's Menkhu, Ara, and I look forward to that teaching. Peace.
All right. Post my Instagram link for you all, so you can follow me there. I will be doing my performance, and I want to see some of y'all pop up in the live. So here it is, Verse Therapy Open Mic Night, Words Unleashed for Mental Healing, July 7th. And here's the location if anyone's in this area here. Black Mental Health Village, Po Boys and Poets. So come support me as I do what I do. Peace and love, everyone. Hotep Maat. Tua. I always say Tua for your attention, because without your attention, this never even existed. It's your attention that allows this to become a reality. So Tua to you for that. May you all have a fantastic week. MetaNetter Monday. If you are not a part of MetaNetter Monday, be a part of that. Email mysticaltelevision@gmail.com. It says 1 p.m. here, but it's been changed to 1:30 p.m. Pacific time every Monday. And it's absolutely phenomenal. So come break the matrix with us. Come step out of these spells and get back in truth and balance. So MetaNetter Monday. Support the Saba Tehuti's pod class. Tehuti's pod class also on YouTube. Support and subscribe there. And with that being said, appreciate everyone who came, who showed up, who supports. It goes so far. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to XA as well. Shout out to you, brother, for the support that you sent. You sent in to me personally. So Tua to you, great brother, for that. And peace and love, Tua. And with that being said, we'll close out with the affirmation. I hope you all enjoyed the presentation. GODBODY, becoming a netter. And take these tones that I brought forth for you all, and the breakdown of chapter 42 of the Per Imheru, and utilize that to start imbuing yourself with the consciousness of the netter. All right. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Anki in Maat, Un in S, Nintet Aset in Maat, Min Hapapet in Maat, Her in Hu Kiui, Per Ikut. I live from Maat, I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Maat. Every day I advance towards Maat. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Peace and love, everyone.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Shed. Close my eyes, then I woke up back in my bed. I could see my room as clear as looking through a lens. See, I thought I was awake, so then I tried to move, but my body shocked me like I was plugged in a socket. I started panicking and scrambling within my mental. I thought I died and now my body I'm forever locked in. I was screaming, help me, someone help me please. But there wasn't any sound making it through my teeth. I could see movement in motion, shadows gather around me. How could I close my eyes already closed. Eating alkaline at this time, fasting reads so shocking. I was stuck in a paralysis, it had me froze. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. I finally started waking up and coming back. I was in the opposite of state's effect. That's relaxed, I grabbed my phone and started to do research. Knowledge of what happened, I was in a lack. Insidious, the movie came direct to mind. Every time I seen this, it was connected to what's not divine. Demons crawling forcefully, holding the body down. Ain't no point in trying to scream, you will not make a sound. Deep within, I knew I made that a reality. The all is mine, I saw it, and so shall it be. I start replacing fear with knowing universe is mental. Talking to my subconscious to wake me up in dreams. Then one day my spirit guides came in so essential. Daylight's astral playing loud in my dream helped to set me free. I'm back in paralysis, laying on my couch. But this time I was calm, ready to exit out. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. From what I read, I need to move my arms in front of me. See a rope and pull it, separate and then release. Now I'm out, I see my house is gleaming, I accept it. Looking in the mirror, staring at my car's reflection. I was so ecstatic, flying in every direction. This was months of subconscious reprogramming and redirection. Place my thoughts in my body, wake up, that's what I did. I was reborn from that day so I could start to live. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed.
But I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.